Let's enjoy this class together. Hope you're both well. You're going to need some kind of belt or strap for this class, so do grab something if you haven't already. And then come to lying on your backs, the soles of your feet together, heels as close into the groin as feels right for you, and starting off with your hands to your belly. And taking these first few moments of the practice to drop into the body. Feeling the floor beneath you. And noticing what you've come with to the mat. Maybe there's a sense of openness and ease already, or maybe there's some kind of contraction in the body and the mind. And allowing everything to be free to be here. And after a while of scanning the body for physical sensation, bring your attention to the flow of a natural breath. And with your hands on your belly in this reclining butterfly pose or Supta Baddha Konasana, begin to feel the rise and fall of your belly under your hands with the breath. Become very interested in the sensation of breathing here. And you're absolutely welcome to continue with a natural breath, or you might like to join me by counting so as to maybe expand the breath and steady the breath a little. So if you'd like to, when you breathe in, count in for 3 or 4. And then pause at the top for maybe a count of 2. And then let the breath go for a similar count of 3 or 4. And as the exhalation tails off, pausing for a count or 2. And we'll stay here together. I'll be quiet as you focus in on this breath becoming fully absorbed. Remembering to count and to pause. And I don't mind if your exhalation is a little longer than the inhalation. Staying very, very present to the breath. Feeling the diaphragm moving down as your belly expands. And floating up as your belly falls back towards the spine. And taking 3 more full breaths in. And pausing and breathing out. After your third exhalation, letting go of the count, letting go of the attention, and taking your arms over your head in cactus arms. And if you'd like to use a few moments as you just settle into natural breath to maybe set yourself an intention for this class, please do. We're going to take some very subtle tilts of the pelvis, which you won't feel very much in this butterfly pose. You might even want to take your hands to your hips to feel the rock. So as you breathe in, you tilt the pelvis forwards, creating more of a gap between the back and the floor. And as you breathe out, you flatten your back on the floor, almost lifting the tailbone. Take a few of these just to feel into this gentle rocking, either arms over the head. So it's a sense of really opening and moving forwards on the inhale and really contracting on the exhale and flattening. Take 5 more of these. Really pressing the heels of your feet together a little. And then letting go of that and allowing your arms to come down by your sides. And we're going to stay in our butterfly, but we're going to come now into a little bit of a moving bridge in butterfly. So really press the outer edges of your feet into the floor and breathe and float your arms up and lift your hips and bottom off the floor. Pause and then breathe out, bone by bone, come down, bringing your arms with you. Can you take 4 more of these moving bridges? Completely absorbed in every millimeter. You might feel it quite tough into the groin, the inner thighs. You might want to pause for a couple of breaths when you're up here. Pushing and expanding. And then wherever you are, taking 1 more full inhalation and gently releasing bone by bone down on the exhale. And take a full breath in and out to become completely soft. And then using your hands, bring your knees together, soles of the feet on the floor. And just for a moment, walk your feet out so that your knees knock in. And bring your hands to your belly and come back to that counting breath. Breathing in for a count of 3 or 4. Pausing at the top of the inhalation and counting out for 3 or 4 or longer and pausing. Really softening into the face and the neck. And then lifting your knees in towards you with your hands and allow the knees to rock out to the side. We're just going to very gently rock, not necessarily trying to come all the way over, but feeling a looseness and an ease in the pelvis. It's fine if you do come all the way over. This is quite nice and freeing for the hips. Just a couple more breaths here. And you're going to need your belt. So taking your left foot to the floor as you bring your right knee in towards the chest. And taking the belt around the ball of your foot, leg up towards the ceiling. And start by just feeling into the ankle, feeling into the foot. Little circles, little flexes and points. Until you're ready to come to stillness, heel pushing up. And you're trying to really feel the aliveness in the back of the leg now. You might be able to stretch the left leg along the floor, also pushing through the heel. And breathe here. It's important that the leg is straight. If it's not straight, take the leg further away from the body. Maybe you can feel your thigh bone rooting down into the floor. Wonderful. And then taking the belt, both sides of the belt in your right hand, and taking your left knee in your hand, take a breath in and then breathe out. Separate your legs as far as they'll go, but keeping your pelvis flat on the floor. Really feel now the inside seam of that right leg in particular. Keep pushing through the heel. Breathe. One more breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your legs together. Change your hands on the belt. Slide the left leg away and then bring the right leg over the left as you look to the right. We're not keeling all the way over. We're looking for a richness of sensation on the left buttock, right buttock, down the outside of the right thigh. Hi, Jonet. And breathe. It's a very exclusive class tonight, Jonet. It's just 3 of you. You've just increased the size of the class by 50%. Lovely to have you all here. Breathing here, enlivening into the right leg. And then breathing in, come all the way back up. Can you keep your right leg straight as you just release the belt? And on the breath out, draw your abdomen tight towards the spine as you lower your legs slowly, 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 slowly towards the floor. Noticing as you come down and touch the floor how your right leg might be longer than the left. Feel it. Beautiful. And then bend both knees up again. Bring your left knee into your chest. Taking the belt around the ball of the left foot and reaching the foot up. Take a little bit of time to feel into the ankle, pointing the toes, flexing until you're ready to come to a still point with the legs straight, whatever angle you need it to be straight, and maybe slide the right leg away and come to your breath. Softening in the face. Breathing here. Feeling the back of the left leg, the thigh bone rooting down towards the floor. And then taking both sides of the belt in the left hand, lifting the right knee in towards you, holding it with the right hand, and inhale. And as you exhale, take your legs wide apart, but not rolling over. Your pelvis is neutral. Lower back flat on the floor. And really push through the heel of the left leg to feel the inside seam. Breathe here. Trying not to clench anywhere in the upper body and the face. Inhale, bring your legs up together. Exhale, slide the right leg away. Take the belt in the right hand. Take the left leg over to the right, pushing through the heel, not keeling all the way over. Breathe. This is a little bit of a twist. Really feeling into this left buttock, all the muscles around the gluteus, all the way down, outside of the thigh. Breathe here. And smile. If you're not used to doing this, it can be intense. Wonderful. And then come all the way up. Remove the belt. Take a full breath in, and on the breath out, your navel draws back towards the spine, and slowly, with control, lower the left leg down, core strength. And then take a moment to simply feel the body now. Breathing here. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. And bringing your knees in towards you, have a little rock, a little hug. Maybe rocking all the way up and down the spine from head to tail a few times. Until you're ready to come up to sitting. And you might like to sit on a block or a cushion or something. Coming to a cross-legged position. Fingertips down by your sides. And take a full breath in and out here to really feel the earth. And then breathing in, lift up your arms. And as you breathe out, hold on to opposite elbows. And we're going to take a few breaths here, framing our head with the arms. And you're pushing your elbows into your hands and pulling your hands into your elbows. Try not to flare your lower ribs out. So you find real length in the side body. Breathe. Feeling maybe a fanning out, a spreading out of your shoulder blades on the back. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, slide your hands down your forearms and come over to the right, taking the left hand past the ear. Wonderful. And you could be high up here with the right arm straight, or maybe you come down onto your forearm. Try to keep the left hip open so you're not keeling all the way up. And breathe here. And it's fine to take little movements to feel into this opening into the left side. I love side stretching, lateral stretching. One more full breath in. And as you breathe out, look down at the right hand and inhale, push yourself up. Exhale, arms down by your sides. And then inhaling, come all the way up. This time take your elbows in a counterintuitive way so it doesn't feel quite natural. Pushing your elbows and your hands into each other, a little bit of push-pull. And breathe here, framing your face. It should be quite strong, long in the side body. Take one more breath in. And then slide your way over to the left on the breath out. You don't have to come onto that left forearm, that will depend on you. Melting down into that right hip, reaching with the right hand, and breathe. And soften. One more breath in. Look down towards the left as you breathe out, and inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, arms down by your sides. Take a moment here to feel the body. Maybe beginning to feel a little bit more in tune with sensation. Bring your palms together and breathe in, reach up. And as you breathe out, twist to the right, left hand on your knee, right hand behind you. And take a few breaths inquiring into the length of your spine and the range of movement you have to twist to the right. Your internal organs helping you on your way. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring your head only to the left, looking over your left shoulder. And take a couple of breaths here. How soft are you in the palate of your mouth? And then looking to neutral. Inhaling, sweeping your arms up to the top. And exhaling, taking your head and your torso to the left. Right hand on the left knee. And breathing here, finding length, finding your range of movement to the left. One more inhale, and on the exhale, move your head only to the right. Looking over your right shoulder, using your eyes for a couple of breaths. Oh, I've just thought of something that I really like that I haven't done for a while. So keep holding on to the left knee, but breathe in, lift up the left arm. And breathe out, bring it over the ear as you come down towards the right knee, looking to the right. So you've got a little bit of a twist, a pull on the knee, but you're reaching through the left hand in the opposite direction. Just a cheeky little extra twist. We will do it on the other side. One more inhale and an exhale. Look down again and gently come up. Inhale, lift your arms up. We're going to just bring that to the other side. Exhale, left hand to the right knee. Inhale, lift the right arm. And exhale, come down towards the left knee. Breathing here. I can really feel that on my right side waist. I don't know about you. One more breath in and a long breath out. And then gently come all the way up. Take your arms up. And on the exhale, come down in front. You can move from hand to hand, a little bit of swaying, or just come to stillness for a few breaths. Letting everything go here. Breathe. And then pushing into your hands, lifting your elbows to straighten your arms. Slowly bringing your hands back. And it may be that you're able to roll over your knees into an all fours position, or it may be you come another way. And we meet all fours. And taking some very gentle circles into the hips here to begin with. After doing a lot of work with the hips and the legs, it's quite soothing to circle all of this area out and then take those circles in the opposite direction. Wonderful. And then coming for a moment to a neutral spine, flat back, sliding your right leg behind you. Just going to activate the core quite simply. Inhale, lift the right leg, pushing through the heel. Exhale, knee to nose and scoop it up. And inhale, reach out behind you. Exhale, knee to nose, and take two more in your own time. Really strong in the abdomen. It creates heat. And then inhale, reach out, and exhale, drop the knee down. And we'll take that to the other side. Slide the left leg away. Inhale, lift, pushing through the heel. Exhale, knee to nose, sideways lift. Back of the ribs up towards the ceiling. Three more. And reaching your leg out behind you. And exhale, floating down the knee. And take a full breath in and out here. We're going to come into a little earth salutation to ground ourselves and to liberate the spine, to free up the spine. So on a breath in, tilt the pelvis forwards, open the chest. Pause here, and then exhale, scoop up and come back to child. Heel, sitting bones to heels. Inhale, come up high. Taking your pelvis forwards a little bit. And exhale, child, like a prostration here. And inhale, come to all fours and tilt the pelvis down. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. This time on the exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in your downward dog. Exhale, drop your knees. Come back to child. Inhale to all fours, tilt the pelvis forwards, open the chest. Exhale, scoop everything up, back to your child. Inhale, come up high. And exhale, child pose. Inhale to all fours and dipping the spine. Curl your toes under. Exhale, downward dog. Take a breath in and out here. Breathing in and breathe out, come down to your child's pose. We'll do one more earth salutation. Inhale to all fours and dip the spine. Exhale, scoop up back to your child. Inhale, come up high. And exhale, child's pose. Inhale to all fours, dip the spine. Curl your toes under, exhale, downward dog. And in this downward dog, let's take 5 breaths to allow you to really lengthen out the spine, maybe moving your hips around a bit. Strong arms, tops of the thighs up and back. feel this dog from the inside out as the pose emerges. And I'm going to give you a choice. If you are able to, you're going to ripple forwards to plank. But if you need to, drop your knees and then we'll join you. Otherwise, 3 breaths here in plank, a little bit of strengthening here. Draw the side waist up. Don't lift your bottom higher than the rest of the body. 1 more breath in. And then breathe out, drop your knees and roll down over the front of your body. Taking your arms down by your sides and resting on your forehead. On a breath in, lift your chest, your arms and your legs and really spread your fingers and toes. And breathe out, release back down again. On a breath in, lift again. And breathe out, stay here. Really activate the back muscles. Take another breath in. And breathe out, come down. Breathing in, come up. And breathe out, stay here for 5 breaths if you can. Really drawing the shoulder blades down the spine, really activating. Feeling the opening in your chest. It's hard work. Whole of the back body is working. 1 more breath in. And then breathe out, come down and take your hands underneath your forehead. Allow your heels to drop out to the sides and simply breathe into the mat through the front of your body. Noticing how that locust pose, that Shalabhasana, might have aggravated your breath a little bit. My breath's got all jaggedy now. And consciously slowing it down, steadying the breath with complete curiosity in its quality. Hands by your ribs. Gently bring yourself back to sit on your heels if you're able to. Just for a moment. Hands on your thighs. Take a moment to feel the body now. Recalling any intention if you set one for your practice. And then can you reach back? Take the palms of your hands to the floor. There's a little bit of a lift of your chest here. Squeeze together the shoulder blades. And this might be enough of a stretch for the ankles and the top of the feet for you. But if you're able to, you lift your knees off the floor and bring your forearms down. So I know that this can be excruciating for some people, and we're not going to stay for too long. But it's so good to give our ankles and the tissues of the feet a little bit of attention. Are you breathing? Are you relaxed in your throat and your mouth? One more breath in, and then breathe out gently. Come back the way you came. Rock forwards and then curl your toes under. So we do this the other way. Now, if you can, I'm hoping you've got bare feet. If you can, you might need to lift your knees to do this. You check that all of your toes are either touching the floor and spread or just working towards that. So there's no way in the past I would have been able to touch my 4th and little toe to the floor, and now they're just there because I do this regularly. Doesn't make me a better person or a happier person, it's just that my toes are more open. Beautiful. And then the weight is on your heels. If it becomes unbearable, rock forwards. And then we're going to take that same shape with our arms that we did at the beginning. So breathe in, lift up. Take your hands to your elbows. And see if you can take 5 full breaths, pushing and pulling on the elbows as you work into the tissues of your feet, the plantar fascia. Well done. If you're able to, you're going to stay with your toes as they are, just to take the arms to the other elbows, hands the other way around. If you need to release the toes because it's just too much, please do. And we take 4 more breaths here. Oh, it's quite intense, isn't it? So good, it feels so good after. So just take 1 more full breath in. And then as you release your hands, bring them down in front of you. Release the toes and notice sensation in the feet. You might like to have a little bit of a tap, and then come back to sitting on your heels. Take a moment to notice how you feel, the quality of your breath. And then coming to kneel up high, I'm going to take you through 3 variations of Ustrasana, Camel Pose, one of my favourite back bends. First one, you take your fingers up the back. You can press your hands into your lower back. I want you to really feel your inner thighs working in towards each other so that you're strong in the lower belly here. Pull it in a little bit. And then breathing naturally, begin to push your pelvis forwards. Keep your chin in. And we're looking for a uniform curve up the front of the spine here. Maybe, when you've come as far as you can go, not tolerating any pain at all, allow your chin to lift, but you don't have to do that part. Breathe here. Expand into the front of the body. Keep drawing the inner thighs towards each other. One more full breath in. Use the breath out to straighten really strong abdomen. Sit back on your heels. Notice how you feel. I love doing that pose. I know for a lot of people there's fear involved when it comes to flinging yourself back. As we come to the second variation, you have a choice to repeat what we've just done, and this is an excellent back bend. You might like to curl your toes under. Keep your right hand on your hip and lift the left arm up and sweep it around to the left heel. Lift the right arm up, just take it past the ears. We're coming into half version. And then look ahead or up at the ceiling and come to that sense of a uniform curve, pelvis moving forwards. Strong inner thighs. Breathe, don't hold the breath. Take 1 more breath in. Use the breath out to spring up. Both hands to your hips. We'll come the other side. Breathe in, lift the right arm, take it to the heel. Exhale here. Lift the left arm past the ear and then begin to find your back bend, all the activation of the back muscles as your inner thighs work. Lift your pubic bone. Breathe here. One more breath in, and then use the breath out with strength to come up. Sit back on your heels. Feel the body now. Ooh, it's just very uplifting. If you're feeling a bit low ebb, I find that's supposed to just bring a bit of joy into the body, into your life. Hope you agree. So you have an option of sitting this out completely, of taking the hands to the lower back, or This time we'll take both hands to the heels together if that feels right. For those of you who are used to doing Ustrasana, you might just want to lower your feet to the floor if you're used to this, but I'll teach the version with the toes curled under. Take one arm at a time back to the heels, and it's all right to lean back to begin with. And then unfurl into your back bend. And take a few breaths here. Explore it. It's not about what it looks like. How does it feel? How does it affect your breath? One more breath in. And then on the breath out, gently and strong abdomen come up. Sit back on your heels. Take a moment to feel the breath. And then slide your hands and your forearms down onto the floor. Long back of the neck, and breathe into the back body as you soften, and this is a counter pose for the back bending. Breathe. And from here, we're going to simply slide our hands forwards, curl the toes under, and come into a downward dog. Wonderful. Feel the body here now. Does it feel any different to when you're in downward dog before? You have a choice. You can either drop your knees or you can ripple forwards to plank. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Take another inhale, so we're strong and steady. Exhale. Take another inhale and then drop your knees, release your toes and roll all the way down over the front of your body. Take your arms down by your sides, and we're going to take our Shalabasanas again. On a breath in, lift chest, arms and legs, spread your fingers and your toes. And exhale, come back down. Breathe in, come up. And breathe out, stay here. Take another breath in. And breathe out, come down. Last time we come up for 3 breaths. Breathing in, breathe out. One more breath in, long breath out. Breathe in, and then release everything, hands down by your head, underneath your forehead, excuse me. And take a full breath in and out, feeling the front of your body. And then from here, slide your hands to your ribs. Push yourself to all fours. Curl your toes under, downward dog. Breathe. And then walking your hands and your feet in towards each other. So you end up dangling in a forward fold. Your knees can be bent if you need them to be, or you could straighten your legs and have more of a hamstring stretch. Breathe here, really decompressing the spine. Pour the spine, the upper body out of the pelvis. We're going to move into Malasana, move into squat. So if you'd like to take your feet so they're a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and take the toes out. And then come down. You can come down in any way you like. Some of you might want to take your heels either onto the mat rolled up behind you or onto a block if you're unable to take your feet to the floor, your heels to the floor. And then if you're able to, press your arms against the inside of your legs, hands together. And drop down through the sitting bones and the bottom of your pelvis and brighten in the chest. Breathe. Breathe. Keep dropping. It's lovely for space in the lower back, this pose. Done a lot of back bending. Breathe into the lower back. One more full breath in, my lovelies. And then take your hands behind you, breathe out. And come to sitting with your feet out in front of you for butterfly. So we started the whole class butterfly on the back, but now we'll take butterfly seated. About 2 handspans from the heels to the groin. You can always sit up on something if it's difficult for you to rock forwards. And I want you to press the heels of your feet together and breathe in, find length, a lovely open chest. And then breathe out, come forwards. And I have to tell you all, Jonnet knows this because I saw Jonnet a little while ago, so I've been in a really foul mood today to the extent that I nearly put a screensaver up saying I wasn't going to teach. And isn't it fascinating? I started off teaching in a foul mood. I don't know if you could tell, I hope not. But now practicing with you for 45 minutes, it's like everything's shifted. And that's one of the reasons I think yoga is miraculous. Obviously miraculous for loads of other reasons, but just breathing and moving slowly and sensitively with the body brings us back to ourselves and what really matters. Breathe and soften into this butterfly. And it doesn't matter if your arms are straight and you're up high, it doesn't matter at all. One more full breath in and a long breath out. And we're going to very slowly reassemble the spine as we come up. And we come into another version. Come into Baddha Konasana, cobbler's pose, where you simply bring the heels as close into the groin as possible without falling back and slouching. I like to take my hands behind me, push up, and then when you come back down, see if you can sit a little bit more in front of your sitting bones. Take your thumbs inside the feet, I don't know if you can see, and open your feet out like I'll face you, like a book. Using your elbows if you can to press the legs apart. And all we're going to do, I'll stop talking, but I'd like you to really press the sitting bones down as you lift up through the spine and you brighten your chest. Breathe. Breathe. One more full breath in and a long breath out. Beautiful. And from here, we're going to simply open our legs out wide. Absolutely fine to lift your self to sit on something, on a block or something. So I'd like you to, a bit like when we were on our backs, I'd like the legs now to be strong, pushing through the heels. You could even take your hands to your thighs and turn the flesh inwards, pressing the thigh bones down. And then take your arms out to the sides. And as you push through your heels, this is strong, as you push through your heels, push through the heels of your hands as well. Amazing. Keep the length in the spine. Keep pressing down the lower body. It's work. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, now turn over towards the left and place your hands down around the left leg. This is half dragonfly or half Upavista Konasana. If you can hold on to that left foot, you do. Otherwise, just coming over the left leg. If you're not getting much of a stretch here in the inside of the leg, which is what we're targeting, see what happens if you bend your right knee and foreleg out behind you. See if that gives you a different sensation. It's not that anything's better, it's that people have different bodies. I personally really like it this way. And we settle into a few deep breaths. If there's just no way you can come over the left leg, bend the knee up and come over like that, because you still are working the pelvis. It's still really good. Full breaths. One more full breath in on this side and a long exhalation. And then gently come up. Gently come up and we'll take it to the other side. Legs wide apart to begin with. Lift the arms up. And breathe, pushing the heels of the hands and the heels of the feet out to the side. As you lengthen in the spine, pressing down. Inhale. And exhale, come around to the right, over the right leg. You either have the left leg long, pushing through the heel, or you can bend the knee, foreleg out behind you. Absolutely fine to be up high, absolutely fine to bend the knee. Come as far as works for you. Breathe. Full deep breaths. One more full inhalation and a long exhalation. And then gently, gently coming up. Now from here, bring your knees in towards you. A little bit of a hug here. Maybe even taking your head towards your knees. So we're condensing everything, bringing everything in again after a lot of opening, a lot of stretching. Squeeze yourself in. And then take your hands behind you. Lean into your hands and slide your legs away. Pointing your toes as you lift the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is the final pose before relaxation. Simply breathe here in another little back bend, but a soft one. Can you soften in the jaw and around the eyes? Hi, Gary. Lovely. One more breath in and a long breath out. And then from there, gently bring yourself down to a very well-deserved Shavasana, because I feel that was quite hard work today. I don't know about you. I'd love feedback if that's possible. This is a class where it'd be really lovely if you had a rolled up blanket or a bolster, you could place it under your knees. So you're really able to cushion the back of your knees over the support. Otherwise it's fine to come down completely flat. And allow yourself to recall your intention for the practice. And then all that's left to do is to rest deeply at the same time as being alert to anything that arises for you. Let gravity have you. Please rest for as long as you can. Thank you so much for joining me, you faithful people, when the sun's shining bright outside. And